So in August 2019, I saw an American trend going around called Thrift, which is basically where people go thrift shopping, or as we like to call it, vintage shopping in the UK, and they DIY their clothes into something completely different.
Oh, what are you doing? What's this? Is this a vlog? A vlog? Do you do YouTubes?
So let's rewind back to 2019.
Today's video is something so exciting and I'm looking forward to it so much because it means I get to express my creative side, which is what I really want to do on this channel anyways. I used to do this a lot more and I feel like I just kind of lost myself a bit, so I'm getting back into my old roots, and the reason is because I've been looking at Depop lately and I've been talking to some like, what would you call them? Depoppers? I actually sound about 60 years old. I guess like creators on Depop. Is that what they're called? Creatives. But I'm getting to know them and getting to know their craft, and I've honestly been so inspired by some of the things I've seen and like how they do it. The people I've been inspired by I'll talk about more later in more depth, and I'll probably go into it all, and also their links will be in the description because obviously I have to give them credit. They literally inspired this video. So in today's video what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make a whole week's worth of clothing. Whether that's a top for one day and a skirt for the other, you know what I mean? I'm not literally going to be making my freaking shoes, but the aim for this is to basically go into like charity shops and what Americans will call thrift stores, which is the vintage stores over here, and get pretty basic stuff for quite cheap, and then revamp it and make it into something else using like sewing machines, needle and thread, elastic, glue. I literally have all of those things apart from I've lost my needle and thread. I don't know where that's gone, which is so sad, and I've also lost my elastic, so hopefully I'm going to go into a shop that sells these things, possibly in Shoreditch. I feel like that's probably the best bet, like Brick Lane area, and purchase these things. First however, I am going to go into the vintage stores and try and look for some stuff. I do have a few that I know of that I've been before, and I will be telling you guys the names of that because so many of you ask where like I shop if I do this, so I will be showing you the best places to go and the cheapest, of course, because I'm not here to spend a lot of money. I'm also like really scared because I've never vlogged in public by myself, and that's what I'm doing today. I literally asked all of my friends if they could come with me. Like, I'm not even joking you, I reached out to like distant friends too, and no one wants to come with me, so I'm gonna have to vlog by myself, and that really does make me anxious. Like, I've never done that before in public, so hopefully you will have some clips of me talking. If not, and it's just at the store, then guarantee I'm a nervous mess, and that's all I can film. But I'll update you when I'm back anyway, so yeah, let's go shopping. We back. So this little tote bag that I stole from Byron is full, but only 4 items. I got like chunky things. I don't know why. I couldn't find anything at all, and I went in like 7 stores. I went to the vintage market, which for some reason was so expensive. I went into Rocket Vintage, which I knew was a little bit pricier anyway, but actually turned out to be cheaper than the market, which is so weird, right? Rocket Vintage, for those of you that don't know, is like a really well-known vintage brand. They shouldn't be cheap, and their sales section was cheaper than the market, and the market's supposed to be cheap. But anyway, so that was the first destination. Obviously that was in Shoreditch, and then I decided to just go around Shoreditch and walk into any store that I passed. I've been there a few times with Byron before. Like in our older vlogs we used to always go to the vintage stores around there because, to be fair, we were more trendy back then, I'm not gonna lie. It is affordable if you just want like a top that's already made and stuff like that, but I was looking for basic stuff, and literally it was like nothing less than £30. It was just ridiculous. Everything was just not cheap for me, which I wanted cheap. So I also tried looking around some charity shops, but I couldn't really find anything that I would be able to work with. Onto the store that did me good, you know, it did me good. So me and Byron have shopped in this store before. It's called Vintage Basement, and it's located in the Brick Lane area. I can put the exact address on the screen if you guys want. They've also just opened a new one, which I have the tag in here for, called Non-Stop Vintage, and the lovely guy in the store gave me this to have 10% off. There's all of your vintage jackets and your vintage jumpers, etc., like your retro coats, and then downstairs they have a £10 sale. So everything in that room is £10, which obviously that's where I went. At first I picked up a few things that were like £35, £25, and then I thought I literally can buy these things already made how I want them made for the same price. So I'm just gonna go to the sale room and see what I can work with. So when I was down there, I obviously went straight to the shirts. I also tried to look for some jeans, but I don't like dark wash jeans, so I didn't get any of those. I'm literally in my pants, so if you're a weird old man, can you please just click off? I am wearing my period pants because it's the time of the month, you know, so just please go away. This is the colour of the shirt. It's like a picnic blanket pattern that's yellow, if that makes any sense at all. And I'm not gonna lie, I like how it is with the rolled up sleeves and everything. I didn't even roll the sleeves down to see what they look like. Oh my god, that's so long. That's a long cuff. That looks like I've got cast on. Oh, I think it's supposed to be. Duh. So with this one, I didn't realise it was actually checkered. I couldn't see it because vintage basement, believe it or not, is underground, and I couldn't see the fact that it had a pattern on it. Byron did a lovely job of pointing it out to me when I got in. So that's item number 2. Both of them were £10 in the £10 sale, as is the other 2 items. The next one, what the fuck is this? So this one is a night top. I basically got this because I was thinking of cropping it and putting like elastic there so that it's like a tight crop top, which would be so cute. Making a skirt or shorts out of it. I actually got this idea from my friend Jazz. Jazz runs a vintage Depop. You can go check her out. She's absolutely incredible. And she is one of the Depop creator craft people. I don't know what they're called. I was mentioning earlier that got me inspired to do this video, and she actually sent me one of her items, which is just so freaking lovely of her. Like, I literally can't thank her enough for this, so please go show her all the love and support. So she's done it to this top, which is Tommy Hilfiger, and she made a skirt with it as well. It's so cute. It looks so much better on as well. If you haven't seen my Instagram story of me wearing it, that's the inspo for that one. That's the idea. Hopefully I can do it, fingers crossed. I am a beginner. I've never sewed in my life. And then the last item, it's just another shirt. However, this one is so much shorter than the others. It just comes up a lot high, not this high. Obviously that was an exaggeration. So I was thinking of just making a top out of it, and then I could use the scraps to maybe make like a hair scrunchie, because the material is so cute. It's like orange corduroy. How cute would that be? Oh my god, a top and a scrunchie. Hi. So I'm a dumb bitch, and Freya is a witness of this. So I washed all the clothes together because I thought, why the fuck not? They stink of charity shops, so I was gonna wash them. And obviously 2 of them are black, and then 2 of them are like fairly light colours, but you can wash blacks and colours, can't you? Yeah. And I checked the tags, and they all said go on a cold wash, so I put them on a 30. One of them even said 50, which is the black top. Obviously I'm not gonna put it on 50. And the colours have run, so the yellow is no longer yellow. It's like a weird grey. Just looks like it's just been chucked on the floor, basically. This is the first time in the video I actually have friends. Look at me. Okay, so you guys can probably see what I meant by the colour now. It isn't as noticeable because obviously the clothes have dried, but it's definitely not as bright as it was. This one you can kind of see it's got like little patches of black on. However, I don't actually think it's that bad, so I might just leave them. I am so stupid. This shirt was yellow before, and for some reason I just didn't realise that it's now coral. I thought that was the colour I brought it as. This bloody jumper that did it, and that bloody t-shirt. So first I drew a line roughly where I wanted my shirt to sit, giving myself a bit more material to work with. And the reason that I did this is because when I'm sewing it, I'm obviously going to be folding the material over, and the shirt would be too cropped if I didn't do this. And then I secured this with pins just to make sure that it was straight. I then sewed a button onto the shirt so that it does up at the bottom, because there wasn't one there before. And then this is where it all went wrong. Oh my god, did I actually do it? I've actually done it. Obviously the idea in mind was to make the bottom of the shirt short, but yeah. So I know I didn't get this from any store, but this was actually my boyfriend's old shirt that he just found in his cupboard, and I didn't really want him to throw it away. So I just decided to sew up any tears that was in the shirt and then doodle on it, basically. I kind of got a bit too carried away, and I don't really like one of the designs, so I'm going to somehow cover that. Don't really know what I have in mind yet, but I think it looks pretty cute. So this was the end result for the supposedly yellow cropped shirt that I was aiming for. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. As you saw, the shorts didn't really work out, but annoyingly the button did fall off. Maybe my sewing skills aren't entirely accurate. Did I really just plug my podcast? I think I did. So this is the shirt that I obviously said I wasn't going to alter in any way, and I think it looks super cute with just a bralette on underneath and open. I definitely need to sew some buttons onto those damn sleeves. Jesus Christ. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next episode.